In this time of the pandemic, where COVID-19 has crippled the world economies, where our government has ordered nationwide shutdown, where hospitals are overwhelmed.
Shortly after, the unthinkable happened.
I was literally stunned and frozen.
And their religious leaders are proven to be frauds. Where do you go to get all your questions answered and to hear what God has to say about this matter? You can only find the answers in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge under Commanding General YAHANNA. We give you scriptural breakdowns of world events and the up and coming world war. We will show you in the Bible where the children of Israel were the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans today would suffer slavery in Jamaica, Caribbean, North, Central, and South America, and other parts of the world. We will show you in the Bible where God said he would send plagues upon the earth before he frees people from this captivity.
The World Health Organization has declared coronavirus a global pandemic.
We will give you the true teaching of the Bible, precept upon precept. To learn more, subscribe today and call the number in the description for I.S.U.P.K. Jamaica. Shalom.
I.S.U.P.K. 53rd Annual Lord Passover.
53rd Annual Lord's Passover is going to be held down here in Florida.
It's going down.
You're here tonight to get a chance to be righteous enough to be worthy of God coming to save you and your.
That's right.
It's going down. The Lord's 53rd Annual Passover.
When we say we no cowards, we stop that business. We no cowards up in here.
Book your hotels now at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites, the IHG Hotel, 301 Tucker Lane, Cocoa Beach, Florida, 32926.
It's a lot of men down. You dealing with the bitter poor. We at war. I shot it with the little boys.
Come with all your dishes, pots, pans, forks, knives.
Like this. This is like an apartment and a hotel. You know what I mean?
This here right here is about to be holy ground. This will be holy ground. All our beautiful, wonderful brothers and sisters from all over the world. You understand? We can boast that now. Brothers and sisters coming not only from every state, but from all over the world. I heard the numbers this year is ridiculous. We had to buy out the whole hotel.
Friday, April 15th at the Space Coast Convention Center.
You cannot debate. You just want the clout. We just want the praise. I'm just trying to get it.
This is going to be glorious.
We don't give a fuck. You can see it in our faces. Got it out the book. Straight up out the base.
Shalom, shalom, shalom. My name is Officer Kayad, one out of I.S.U.P.K. Jamaica. Sitting in for Officer Abadah one. You understand? Salakia. All right. So tonight is the I.S.U.P.K Wednesday night law class. You understand? And you know what I mean, Officer Abadawan is running a little bit late. So, you know what I mean, we'll just go and hold it down as best as possible, you know what I mean, until him forward in. You understand? In the meanwhile, just go and share up the video, like, leave in the comments. You understand? Yeah, man. Interact with the, you know what I mean, with the stream, with the live stream. All right. So in the meanwhile, we're going to talk about, you know what I mean, how the oppressor, you know what I mean, manipulates, you know what I mean, our kindness, you understand, as a people. You understand? Because if the oppressor had done to any other race of people the things that he had done to Black Hispanics and Native Indian, there would surely be some kind of, you know what I mean, rebellion, you know what I mean, or, you know what I mean, reprisal, so to speak, against the oppressor. You know what I mean? Look how him deal with the Arabs them in Afghanistan and the Middle East. You know what I mean? When George Bush decided that he's gonna invade, you know what I mean, because of 9/11. You understand? These Arabs were no match for the oppressor, you know what I mean? And the weaponry that the oppressor have, but they still, you know what I mean, put up as much a fight as they could. You understand? Them still try them best to see how much them can cause hurt to the oppressor because they are a free people. You understand? And they are not like us. You know what I mean? You see, we are so gentle as a people that, you know what I mean, we you know what I mean, we quick to forgive our oppressor for the things them when do to us throughout, you know what I mean, over the last, you can say 2,000 years, But what most people know about is the 400 years of slavery. You understand? For the last 400 years, we still forgive the oppressor for what he has done to us. You know what I mean? But the Arabs wouldn't forgive him. You know what I mean? If he had done what he did to us, to the Chinese would forgive him. They would be at constant war with him until them either extinct or them get them justice. But we, because we are such a kind people, because we are the children of the Most High, you know what I mean? And we, as a people, are so forgiving. Now, here the image where them try portray of us, you know what I mean, in the media, as being, you know what I mean, the most violent, and we are thugs and we are criminals. Rest assured, we are only thugs and criminals against ourselves. The only people upon this face of this earth that we hurt is ourselves. You know what I mean? We have a, you know what I mean, a warrior look. You know what I mean? As a people, we have a, you know what I mean, a terrifying look. But rest assured, we are the kindest people upon the face of the earth. You know what I mean? As much as them try to portray we as murderers, it is the oppressor who is the real murderer. You know what I mean? Never have you heard a black man or a Hispanic or a Native Indian, you know what I mean, when his head chip and him decides, say, boy, I'm going to kill. You never hear him kill, you know what I mean, a whole, you know what I mean, a whole village of people before. You never hear him kill. Probably if him, you know what I mean, the maximum you ever hear like, what, probably 4. I don't know. Probably only hear more. You know what I mean? Here in Jamaica, when murder take place, you know what I mean? The most I've ever heard, like, is a quadruple murder. You know what I mean? And it tends to happen by more than one people. Of course, a one man will have more than one, you know what I mean, so-called dopey to him name. You know what I mean? But what the point that I try to make is we don't go on a genocidal act. You know what I mean? We don't commit genocide against people. The Arab, when him, you know what I mean, decides, say, boy, him going to take vengeance. You know what I mean? Him strap on a bomb to himself and walk in a marketplace and explode it. You know what I mean? Self-explode. You know what I mean? Detonate a bomb. You know what I mean? And kill hundreds of people. The oppressor, when him invade any country, him slaughter hundreds of thousands of people. You know what I mean? The Chinese, the Asians, whenever them decide, say them going to go up on a rampage. See? Them kill, you know what I mean, many people. We, on the other hand, that the oppressor try to paint as some of the most violent, evil people on the face of this earth. We kill, for the most part, you know what I mean, 3 and 4. You know what I mean? And it tends to be our own people. You understand? I am Judah. Shalom, shalom. You know what I mean? You understand? So, the oppressor know that we have this kindness to us, and you know what I mean? We are not oppressors. And the oppressor, him take advantage of this. You understand? The Bible refer to him as the wicked, you know. You understand? The and he put us in slavery under the Babylonians, under King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon. Continue.
By Nebuchadnezzar, king of the Babylon.
Mhm.
Verse 3. So when ye become unto Babylon, ye shall remain there many years, and for a small season, namely 7 generations. And after that, I will bring you away peacefully from thence.
Just like Babylon, we've been in America a long time. A long time we've been here. A long time we've been in slavery in Guatemala and in Mexico and in Cuba, right? And in Brazil and in the United Kingdom, a long time. This isn't the first captivity we've been in. And we were brought out of the Babylonian captivity. And we will be brought out of this American captivity. Brakathay Hawawah Yahusha. Which is why we're here this weekend. That's why we're here, man. To remember the greatest salvation that has ever taken place on the planet Earth, so we can provoke the Most High God to do it again. That's the point. There was a time, Brakathay Hawawah Yahusha. There was a time in Babylon we were lost. It was a long time. And like this captivity, you've been in America a long time. You've been in the UK a long time, man. In Brazil and Colombia a long time. And like any time, if you're there a long time, what can happen? You can begin to, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. You can begin to act like the people that you live around for such a long time. We'll read this. Continue.
Verse 4. Now shall ye see in Babylon gods of silver and of gold and of wood born upon shoulders.
Oh, while you're in Babylon, this is what you're going to see. Easter bunnies. A lot of kids have seen Easter bunnies, right? Santa Claus. You've seen those things. What else? Christmas trees and tooth fairy. What else? Halloween, the Halloween candy. You know, you get the candy, you go to the person's house. They're going to molest you if you go to the house. They're going to steal you if you go to that man's house. He's going to steal you. So you don't ever want to do that, right? But other kids do it, right? You see all kinds of things like that. And over time, you can get seduced by that because you're there so long. You're going to see gods of gold and silver. Amazing, beautiful. That Christmas tree is just beautiful. It's got the silver and the gold on it. It's amazing, right? The beautiful table filled with all of those meats and delicious mess for Thanksgiving and Christmas. You will see gods of silver and gods of gold. Asher, anytime, go ahead. Let me know. Mm-hmm. Go ahead. Whenever you're ready. Let's go to 5.
Jeremiah, the letter of Jeremiah, correct?
Come.
Verse 5. Beware therefore that ye in no wise be like to strangers.
Read that again.
Beware therefore that ye in no wise be like to strangers.
Read that again.
Beware thereof that ye in no wise be like to strangers.
If I could crystallize the one reason that we're so hated by everyone and why people leave the truth, it's this. It is extremely difficult to live here and not behave like the people do here.
Right.
That is difficult. It's hard, right? Christianity is so thriving and so populated because it is enforced by the will of the government and the sword, and they do the things that the people do of the land. Christianity, at one time, a woman wasn't allowed to teach until women teachers got popular. And now every woman can teach in every church. Christians at one time were against a lot of things until the mood changes in society, and then Christians changed. Homosexuality at one time was spoken against in the Christian church. They didn't like homosexuality until the people began to like it, and then they said, okay, we like it too.
It's hard to maintain integrity in a place when you live here, but you can't behave like the people do who live here. We are ordered by God to never behave like them, to never do the things that they do. And that's the word of God. And this is how you bring about another exodus. If you want an exodus, this is how you do it. This is it. And that's why we came together in Florida. That's why we came together, man, because we want exodus again. We want the Lord our God to see us in captivity, to see our pain and acknowledge our tears, and we want an exodus. And this is how you get it. But there is no reason for the Lord to save you if you are just like everybody else. And what would he be saving? Who would he be saving? You smoke like they smoke. You eat the same filth that they eat. Drag the bottom of the sea for every filthy thing. That's what you eat. You have sex like they have sex. With every child and prostitute and person who looks and has the same thing you have. Looks like you, has what you have. Somehow you attracted to it. Then masturbate. Instead of being gay, just masturbate. Because that's a man too. What in the hell are you doing? That's what you like? Well, that's in the mirror. It's disgusting and it makes no sense because you have that right now. But of course you have to do it because everyone else is, right? Everyone else does it. Then there's no flesh to save if you behave like them. Here is the burden of everyone that wants Jesus Christ to return. You're going to have to be here for a long time and never behave like them. There's going to have to be a clear difference in your mind from what is popular and accepted from what you will do. And that's what this precept in the Bible is about. Asher.
Counselor, you want to keep going? Counselor. The letter of Jeremiah, chapter 5. Sorry, it's like it. The letter of Jeremiah, chapter 1, verse 5. Beware therefore that ye in no wise be like to strangers, neither be ye afraid of them when ye see the multitude before them.
The what before them?
The multitude before them.
Because it's so many. It's so many Easter worshipers, isn't it? Oh my God, we're here tonight. Can you imagine the people that are celebrating Easter? My God. I mean, there's no place that could hold them. There's no ballroom or hotel that could hold the people that are celebrating Easter. Don't be afraid of them. Don't be embarrassed and ashamed. And you sisters, don't be ashamed that your husband has another wife. Forget that. Don't be ashamed of that. And don't let those bitches out there make you think that because your husband has another wife, you have to be ashamed. Can you imagine what they're not ashamed of? Oh my God. Oh my God. I mean, it'll make you cry the things that they do and aren't ashamed of it at all. What are you ashamed of? Your husband having another wife? Can you imagine what she does? And she does it on Instagram. And she's not ashamed of it. Don't be ashamed of that multitude. Don't do it. Continue.
Answer. And behind them, worshiping them.
Keep going.
Verse 6. But say in ye heart.
But say in your heart. This is what you want to do. When you see everyone celebrating Easter, a lot of you might be afraid to wear a shield to your job. You're scared to death. You don't know what to do. I can't wear that there. Well, I don't know what Jewish people do because they do it. You're afraid to cover your head or to wear a dress. I've counseled sisters afraid to wear a goddamn dress, and that is sad because you're a woman. No, but you can't wear a dress. And forget about the brothers with the beard and the damn brothers. I think brothers think it's illegal. You get go to jail if you don't get a shape up. Now I won't get arrested now. I have to get a shape up. I have to shave my beard every day. I have to do it. Don't be ashamed of having a beard or of having braids. It's not a crime. It's not illegal to do it. Don't be ashamed of that multitude. Continue.
Yes, sir. Verse 6. But say your hearts, O Lord, we must worship thee.
Read that again.
But say ye in your hearts, O Lord, we must worship thee.
That's what you say. And it says in your heart because this is how you get encouraged. This is how you fight off fear. And this is how you summon courage in yourself. Oh Lord, we must follow you. I know they're celebrating Easter. I know they believe that marriage is a piece of paper that two men can go get from some government office, or two homosexuals. I know you think that marriage is a ring that you get from a jeweler. That's real good if you're a jeweler. That's real good for him. Right? He has the key to marriage, the diamond district. That's real good if you sell diamonds, but it doesn't exactly keep marriages together. Right? Say in your heart, I must serve God. I'm going to serve the Lord. That's right. I can tell you how why you are shot. Continue.
Verse 7. For mine angel is with you.
Remember that, man. Just like in Egypt, the Most High had an angel that guided us through the wilderness. He put a fiery pillar in the sky so that we could know we were safe at night. He did that for us. And the angels are in this room right now. They're here. They're with you at camp. You brothers go out in the street at camp. There are angels at camp with you, man, guiding you, protecting you. Continue.
No, sir. And I myself caring for your souls.
And that's talking about Jeremiah. And he cares for you. And he's sending his men out, knowing that you don't have to be afraid because there's so many more of them than it is of us. That is how it was in Egypt until the cries of mothers who lost their children bellowed through the streets. And then everyone knew that night that the children of God were being rescued then. And now it was time for us to go. And if you want another Exodus, there's only one way. You're going to have to be different. You're going to have to fight off the urge to be like everyone else, to be worthy of deliverance. Everyone understands. I'll wrap it up. Hold on one second. All right. Almost done. Next question. Come on.
Counselor, I have a question online.
Come on.
Counselor, I have a question on Jude chapter 1, verse 9.
And let me see Kahan or Hazayana right there around. Go ahead.
Shalom, General. Is Satan disobeying the Lord by confronting the angel in Jude chapter 1, verse 9?
Absolutely not. Satan is doing his job with zeal and vigor. That's what he's doing. Satan's job is to confront that angel and fight because he has a boss that he has to answer to. And Michael is doing his job when he's confronting Satan because he has a boss he has to answer to, and they both have the same boss. And that's that. He's not disobeying God. He's doing his job and doing it far better than you're doing yours. Next. Anything else? Come on. Questions? Come on.
Since everyone will be following the laws of the kingdom, they be considered to be in the truth.
Will everyone in the kingdom be considered to be in the truth? Yes. Right? It's like in the kingdom, you want to think about it like the truth is the law of the land. Please, sir. Okay. All right. So think about it. Okay, you don't believe in America or the white man who is the devil that the Bible speaks of, right? But you still drive 65 miles per hour. You still pay taxes. You still pay rent. You still pay a mortgage. You don't have to believe in America to serve America. You understand? Well, in the kingdom, it will be the same. It won't matter what you believe in because the truth will be the law of the land. There will be no way not to be in the truth. Just like there's no way not to pay taxes, right? Because if you don't pay them, you go to jail for not paying them, which means everybody pays them, or they're in jail serving out their punishment because they haven't paid them. You get my point. So in the kingdom, everyone is in the truth. Every last one. Give me more precepts. Every knee shall bend and every tongue shall confess. Everyone. Give me another precept. That thou shalt teach the heathens our ways. The heathens are going to be in the truth as well. Every Chinese, if you love white people, I know some of you love white people. It's hard for you to come in the truth because you're like, I believe what y'all saying, but Sarah on my job, she seems so nice. She's so nice. I don't like what y'all say about white people. Oh, no, not Sarah. I know you love white people. Some white person was nice to you. You got it right here, officer. Some white person was nice to you, so, Jesus can't come back because some white person was nice to you, right? Well, if you really love white people, then you should love the UPK because the UPK is going to set up a civilization, a kingdom where you will feed white people, house white people, provide clothing and food and child care and public schools for white people. White people are going to be taken care of in the kingdom of heaven. They're going to, and you will be their masters. And so if you love white people, you're in the right place. There you go. I'm going to show my white people love. I'm going to show them. They're going to get beat half as much as they get beat on the Sabbath. Beatings will be cut in half. There'll be everyday beatings that they'll get, right? But on the Sabbath, you know what? Knock off half of that beating, man, in the name of Christ. That's it, man. This is the Passover. Just give him 50 lashes because it's the Passover. And they're going to say, thank you, Lord Mahiman. Thank you very much. But that's because I'm nice. That's because I'm nice. I'm compassionate. Thank you, damn. You hungry? Man, give him some chicken skin. Give him feathers. Give him feathers. Thank you, Lord Mahiman. Feathers? Oh my God. Chicken feathers. Baby, come on. Eat these chicken feathers. Thank you, Lord Mahiman. Don't even thank me. Thank the Lord. I don't want the credit for that. Yeah, put some gravy on them chicken feathers. Because I'm nice, and I'm compassionate. Say again? Listen, just because I'm nice and compassionate and kind. All right, you get the point. All right, next. Go, please. Let me see you, New York. Go ahead. Where we at? Mm-hmm. Accents were like that even in the Bible. Remember, when they came to take Christ, the brothers from Galilee spoke, and they could tell they were from Galilee. Right? Peter came and said, I don't know him. And they said, wait a minute, you're one of those brothers from Galilee. And they could tell because of the way he spoke. Right? Accents are something that happen naturally. It's damn near who you're around and how the thing develops. And it was like that in the Bible. Right? Just like in America and Trinidad and other countries, we both speak English, but not the same. And they happen just from who you're around. Who's around and who you hear and blah, blah, blah. Like in America's a lot of Dutch. There were so many Dutch people in America, so many Germans in America. And the dialect comes from the Dutch, Germans, and the Scottish. It's like a combination of that. The Southern accent is mostly Scottish. It's like a Scottish accent because in Kentucky, so many Scottish people came to Kentucky and made Kentucky bourbon. It's like they made Scotch whiskey in Kentucky. Come on, so. Get it. Do your thing. You got it.
Hey, excuse me, everybody. Everybody, 1 second, right? We open up the wall to give you more room, right? So everybody have a seat. Everybody have a seat in the chairs. We gave you more room. No more standing around on the side. Everybody, please take a seat. One side for the brothers, one side for the sisters. All right, give you more room. Everybody sit down. What's up? Bye-bye. Slacking, sir.
You got it out. All right, come on. I'll get you.
In Revelation 18 chapter, they talk about rewarding her double.
Right.
How do we reward her double for righteousness? Like how they rape and rob us. We're not a nation that rapes and robs. How are we going to reward her double? Like that should be done?
I'll think of something. Just give me a second. The Bible, give me meditate terror. Give me that. That's the best answer for your question. Of course, the white man raped us and sodomized us and did things to us that we can never do to him. Gave us unclean meat to eat. Gave us pigs and crabs to eat. Things that we can never do to him. Right? We would have never treated him the way he treated us if the tables were turned. But one day the tables will turn. And although we will not rape his children, although even though he raped our men and raped our women, we will not rape his children, rape his men and women. We won't do that. But we will think of something. Precept. Go ahead. You know it. Asher.
Isaiah chapter 33, verse 18. Thine heart shall meditate terror. Where is the scribe?
Thy heart shall do what?
Meditate terror.
Thy heart shall meditate terror. We were terrorized here for 400 years. And when the tables turn, we will think of how to give them double. We'll think of it. I pray you understand that. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. All right, next. Any other questions up front? Come on. I'll get you 1 second. Go ahead. Please.
Another example of that being where they had an Israelite pronounce the word and they knew that he was,
Yeah. Yeah, that's the point. The point is the difference in accents have always existed in the Bible. In that time, they still existed. And it just comes from so many different reasons and the way families speak and forget about it. You understand? All right, Asher, come on. Let me get one question. I'm listening in the room. Someone had a question over here, right? Go ahead. I'll get you. Right? How they get cut off forever? Okay, pull the precept for everyone. What Debar is speaking about is the precept in Obadiah, the judgment for the people of Esau, who were so cruel to the descendants of their brother Jacob, the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. Jacob and Esau were brothers. And yet, even though Jacob and Esau were brothers, Esau was so terribly cruel with Jacob. And now, because of that, he's going to pay. The Lord said, I shall bend Judah like a bow and fill it with Ephraim. Right? The Most High is going to take the 12 tribes of Israel, right? The northern kingdom and the southern kingdom, the blacks and the Hispanics, and make them work together to destroy the Edomites, to destroy the so-called white man. Delaware. Oh yeah, that's where I'm going, and I'll give you just the scope of how it happens and how naturally it can happen. Hold that, come on. Okay, that's the point. Meaning, okay, what we're talking about is, in layman's terms, genocide, right? On how you just eradicate a people, right? This is something that our oppressor has attempted with us many times. At the end of the Civil War, Margaret Sanger and the Southern Confederacy, they attempted to wipe us out. What's that cat who everyone listens to with the genetics and the whole Freud, Sigmund Freud? No, not him. Is it the one? Darwin. That's who it is. Darwin. What's his first name? James or no? Charles Darwin. Darwin went to the Confederates after they lost the war and began to give them plans to say, listen, this is this, and you can look this up. He said that if you allow the slaves to go free, he said you should not fight slaves being free, because the only reason that slaves even exist is because of slavery, meaning black people would not exist if not for the Southern slavery, because you feed them, you house them, you give them rules to make them not destroy themselves. And he went to the Confederacy and said, you should give up slaves, you should let them go free, because they will die without you. And you can go Google this. This is what he said. He said, just let them go. If you hate them and you don't want to have power over you, let them go. Don't break off from America. Don't fight this civil war. Just let your slaves go, because slaves, black people cannot exist without a slave master. They'll die off. They'll kill themselves and die off. So genocide, and then they begin to listen. They begin to set up Liberia and what's the place? Other one, not Liberia. Sierra Leone. To send us over to some place where we could just die. Right? Give us power, let us have it and die. And we thrived. We did not die. Right? So genocide they've attempted this all the time. They're still attempting it, to just kill every last one of us, to make our numbers so small that they can handle the remnant easily. You understand, right? Now, how will we do it? Man, there's so many different ways. We'll meditate on it. We'll meditate on it. There's 1,000 ways. What can you do? Well, without women, you can't really have a people. You don't need many men to have a people. One man can sustain. My God, how many women could you get pregnant? Especially the bar. How many can you do? The bar probably. I get everybody, right? I guess the bar just go ahead and knock off everybody. The whole nation will be Debarites. So you don't need many men to go ahead and have a nation. But you start killing those women. You get rid of those women, you're not going to have a people anymore without women. Because you need more of them than you need of men. And then also you start killing the men so that the women have no protection. Without the men, then you don't have women. You don't have women, you won't have a nation for long without women. Give me your precept you have out. Delaware.
Isaiah chapter 14, verse 21. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquities of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. Verse 22. For I will rise up against them, saith the Lord of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and remnant and son and nephew, saith the Lord.
That's it. That's it. I mean, in a simple definition, you kill the men with war and work, right? That's a major tool of killing men, work. You work men to death. You work men into bad backs, bad knees, bad feet, and heart attacks. And you can do that with labor. And you can just kill them with labor. And then your fathers and your grandfathers are dead because they worked so hard. You understand? The ones that don't die with labor, they die with war. You make them fight each other. They fight each other, both sides kill each other. You sit back and you're the winner. Right? Kwame Yashala. Right? You just start making white people fight each other. They make them fight each other and fight each other, and then give them something to get high on. Give them something to get good and high on. Have them fight each other. Give one of them a rag that's brown, another rag that's yellow, and have them just kill each other over that rag. Have one of them, have the West white people kill the South white people. Rich white people kill the poor white people, you know, and that's it. And they just start killing each other. And then once they're gone, the women have no one to protect them. And then the women die off, and that is that. And then now there shall be no remembrance of the house of Esau. Everyone understands. But once again, we will meditate on it. We'll think about it. And behind you, is that Levi? Go ahead. Oh, sorry, Dan.
There's this book called Out of Curse, where the devil talks about how their birth rate, you project at a specific time that they will not be producing. Right now, they are suffering from that. They got to go on specific diets to try to have kids.
Forget about it. That's one of the reasons that our oppressor hates Mexicans so much, because they're always hearing that they can't have babies. They're going to be the minority, and the Mexicans are having babies and spilling over that border, and they are terrified of it. And once again, that's another way that there won't be any of them left. You understand that? Questions over here. Someone had a question. Please.
How do you cut off a child? Cutting off the child that refuses the truth.
How old are we talking?
21.
That's a grown person. That's not a child. You cut them off by not picking up the phone when they call for money because they're grown and still need your money. Right? A 21-year-old is not a child. And so what you want to first do is, you're a woman, and so that's your disadvantage in this area. It's a disadvantage. It's a strength that people can use against you as a weakness. You'll be a baby to your mother when you're 45 years old. You're going to always be a baby to your mother. Now that is a strength. You understand? That's not weak. That's strong. That is a nurturing instinct. And some women don't have it. Some women don't think a baby is their baby when they're 2 days old. They never feel that thing that says, this is my baby and I'm responsible for this baby. But some women have that instinct and it's a gift, and you'll think she's a baby or he's a baby when they're 45. It's a strength until an enemy uses it against you, and then it becomes a weakness. You understand, sis? What you first want to do is realize that you have raised this child. This child is alive. This child is walking and talking and on its own, and this is not a baby anymore. All right? There's no reason to cut them off because they're grown. You understand? They're grown. What you are going to have to do is not let them live in your house or use all your money to get high and to buy cigarettes and to smoke weed and to buy drugs, or to facilitate their drug addiction by feeding them and giving them housing. If you give a drug addict housing, you're buying them drugs. Does everyone get the concept of that? Precept. When you bring a sinner into your home, you bring the sin into your home. When you bring them in under your roof, you bring the sin under your roof, and then you will be destroyed because you brought a sinner into your home. That's a precept. It's in the Apocrypha. Come on. Mm-hmm. That's your precept, all right? This is not a child situation. You don't need to cut a child off because a child does what you tell it. Were you raised Christian? Who was raised Christian? Raise your hand. What choice did your mother give you? Yeah, and I ain't giving mine no choice to come into the truth. My kids coming in the truth. I ain't asking them. My mother drugged me down to that damn church. My mother dragged me. I hated going there. And she dragged me into that goddamn church. Dragged me in there, and I was mad as hell about it. Captain THAWADAH damn near died over it. I'll tell you a little story. Captain THAWADAH damn near died. My mother dragged me to church. Oh my God, I hated going there because it scared me as a child because all of the screaming. It was so much screaming and hallelujah that as a child, I couldn't stand it, and it scared me. And I thought, okay, they told me that the Holy Spirit was like something, if you touch someone, it jumped on you. And so I would see people go, I said, don't touch me. I'm thinking they're going to touch me, and that thing is going to jump on me. And so I'm sitting there scared to death. But my mother, she whooping my behind, dragging me down to this goddamn church. Well, one day, Captain THAWADAH was over my grandmother's house. And I knew every Sunday my grandmother called to wake us up to go to church. So I got up early and unplugged the phone. I can tell you how long you out of the show. I got early and unplugged the phone. So then I waited and waited and waited and waited. I thought finally where it's too late. Shalom, baby. Thank you. Oh, this is your phone. Good girl. This is very nice. Good baby. Good girl. Good girl. You grab your baby. Go ahead. Take your phone to the brother over there. He'll give it to you. You got it. So one day, I wait till after I think church is over. I plug the phone in, and my sister's going, I know you unplugged that phone because you don't want to go to church. Captain THAWADAH almost died in a fire. Come to find out, brother, they had a fire over there at my grandmother's house. THAWADAH is a baby in the house on fire, burning down. Of course, my family left him in the house. Ran out the house, he in the house by himself. A crackhead, who I always wondered who he was, ran back in the house and got a sleeping THAWADAH out of the burning down house. I said, this is what I said. I said, I didn't unplug the phone. Mom, if you're watching, I unplugged that phone. All right, now you know. I'm sorry, I had to tell her. I ain't told her in years. She knows now. I unplugged the phone. Damn it. Damn, y'all making me tell the truth in here. I forgot the lie. Sometimes you forget the lie. You remember the lie. Go ahead. Go ahead. Uh-huh. It makes sense, right? Give him a hand. That's showing up how he survived. So what's the point? The point is, babies, you don't need to cut off. You just need to whoop their behind and drag them into the Passover. And drag them into the class. And whoop their behind and drag them down to the school. You don't cut off kids. You whoop their behind and force them to do things. Right? Now, adults, you got to kick them out your house at 45 years old. You got to stop buying them food because they buy drugs, or stop forgiving them every time they go into your purse when you're in the bathroom and steal money out your purse to go get high. Exactly. Give me the precept I'm looking for. Who has it? Delaware.
If I make sure. Ecclesiastes 12, and if I could start at 4.
Please.
Give not, give to the godly man, and help not a sinner.
Read that again.
Give to the godly man, and help not a sinner.
Give to the godly man, and help not a sinner. Your child is a man now. He's a man. He's not a child. He's a man. Well, you give to godly men, but you cannot help a sinner. Go ahead.
Verse 5. Do well unto him that is lowly, but give not to the ungodly.
You get that? Continue.
Hold back thy bread, and give it not unto him.
Go ahead.
Lest he overmaster thee.
Let's see what?
Overmaster thee.
Let's see what?
Overmaster thee.
And that's happened with a lot of people who you have a child that's not in the truth. And when I say not in the truth, I'm not talking about he's not in the truth, but he's out becoming a lawyer. He's not in the truth, but she's in med school. That's not your kid. Your kid is not in the truth, and they're a drug addict. And they're in and out of jail. And they're just filthy, disgusting sinners. And really, you're putting your other children in danger because you allow this child to be in your home. So now this child will be the reason that your other children die, because you're allowing their big sister to come around all the time. So she can influence the other children. And now you'll have a lot of kids not in the truth. A lot of them. All right, continue.
Lest he overmaster thee thereby, for else thou shalt receive twice as much evil for all the good thou shalt have done unto him.
I pray you understand that, sister who asked the question. You're going to receive twice as much evil as the good you have done to them. That's going to happen. I pray you understand. Next. Come on, up front. Where you from, brother? Say again? You live in Holland. Give Holland a hand. You from where? Curacao. Say the name of that again. Curacao. Where is that at? A little island. What tribe are you? Banyamia, a little island in front of Venezuela. You live in Holland now. Most High in Christ. What can I do for you? Go ahead. Mm-hmm. Say again. Mm-hmm. 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 Right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Better life, yeah. Uh-huh. Is he on drugs? Does he get high? You were friends? Does he get high? All right, okay. Then if you bring him into your home, you know what could happen. You understand? I wouldn't let him in my home. I would not let him in my home. Right? Why? Precept. Give me make sure. Give me that. Let me tell you, okay, you're a young brother in the troop. What's your rank right now? Student? You're a trooper? Let me tell you, there was a time when all of us in here were troopers, right? And when you're a student or you're a trooper, it's a lot like being a baby. It's just like it, right? And imagine you're a grown man now, you're big and you're strong, and you can go and come and you can walk and you can talk and you can take some risks because you can handle it. But you can't risk a baby because a baby can't walk. And a baby is in danger of falling, in danger of getting hurt. And when you're young in the truth, you're in danger. You're in great danger. And here's the biggest danger. The biggest danger is you falling out of the truth and being just like your friend. And that's the biggest danger. If you allow someone who gets high, who was your friend, especially someone who you used to get high with, into your home, you understand what could happen. All right? Let me show you a precept.
2 Peter chapter 1, verse 10. Wherefore, the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure.
Make your election sure. We're here tonight because we want the Exodus to happen again, right? That's why we're here. And, well, you're going to have to make sure that you make it out of here. You can't gamble it. And if my friends could be the ones that cost me my position in the Exodus, where I won't get to go because of who? Tyrone? Because of Jimmy? Because Poo Poo and them, Ray and them, Sean and them? No, I'm not dying here for them. Definitely, they wouldn't give up their life for me. How do I know that for a fact? Who wants to blow my mind? Levi. They won't give up drugs for you. Anyone that really is your friend would say, yo, this is my friend. I'm going to come into the truth with him because he's my friend. I'm going to give up drugs. I need to live with him. So since I want to live with him, I will stop smoking so I can live with him. He won't do that. But I would, if you're asking for my official counselor, I would make sure I survive. I pray you understand that. Next, way in the back. Go ahead. Mm-hmm. I might need you to stand up. Everyone, you ask a question, just stand up so everyone can hear you. I can barely hear you myself. I apologize. 1 second. Oh, so give Captain Soccer War a hand down there. Where you at? Mississippi or Memphis? Get it on. But Florida wants to say something real fast. For the brother, go ahead, please.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 6, verse 7. If thou wouldst get a friend, prove him first, and be not hasty present.
Forget it. That's a precept. That's absolutely a precept. Correct. You got it, Captain. Try to get the camera on the crowd if you can when they ask a question. You got it?
If a brother thinks that he's being a brother by not going to a man who is offended that is saying, my brother, I was offended, does that mean no offense occurred, or is that brother who refuses to go to his brother actually the one who's offended?
Let me try to get it. Okay, say it one more time.
Okay. So, there's two brothers in school.
Got you?
One brother does something that is offensive to another brother.
Got you?
The man who has been offended, though, thinks that he should suffer that offense our brother.
Got you?
Does that mean that he was not offended? Or has he now taken an offense because he suffered sin on his brother?
I understand. Okay. Officially, there was no offense. That's it. If you want to understand it, just think crime. Right? If someone stole something from me and I do not report it to the police, but then 5 years later, I barged into his house and took the cell phone, what will I say? What will, when the cops come out, say what? He stole it from me. That's why I kicked in his door. I didn't steal from him. This is my cell phone. He stole it from me 5 years ago. I just didn't say anything about it out of brotherhood and love. The cops will say, get into my car and go to jail. And then what do you do? This is some BS. I can't believe this. How am I going to jail when he stole? No one ever stole from you. Do you have a police report? Well, no, I was trying to be a brother, giving brotherhood and love and Jesus. All right, well then, if you were trying to let it go, it's let go. It never happened. Go to jail for stealing his cell phone. If you don't do it, then it never happened. You understand? If some brother has offended you and you've decided, I'm just not going to talk about this, I'm not going to bring it up to him, that is your right. No one is forcing you to be offended. You understand? There's no law saying, no, you have to be offended by that. If you are not offended, then there has been no offense because you are not offended. But here's the problem with people who do that. They really are offended. And the reason they haven't went to him is not because they're not offended, it's because they're passive aggressive. Does everyone know what that means? In this world, people are not to be asking, and you're taught more to be passively aggressive, meaning instead of you confronting him in a council where he has a turn to speak and you have a turn to speak, you would rather talk behind him, talk about him behind his back. Who knows why? Because he's not there to give his side, to give his point of view. So you'll say, I'm not going to go to him, but you do talk about it to every other brother in the school. Then you were actually offended, but you just didn't want to go to him. Or you say, I'm not going to bring it up. I'll put it behind me. But then, of course, 3 years later, it festers in your heart and then you blow up over a small incident because you really did not let it go. So then why didn't you go to him? Because you're passive aggressive. Your aggression is done with, gossip and talking behind his back and just not saluting him anymore or not talking to him anymore. That's how you show offense. But you're going to have to be like Commanding General YAHANNA, and he's a man's man. You're going to have to go to him and tell him, sit in a council where he's right there giving his point of view and you're giving yours. You're going to have to man up in this thing up. But if you choose not to, fine. He never did it. It never happened. And that will be the stance of the Israelite School of UPK. He never did it. You understand? Okay. Sure.
Can I, as a witness, be offended by what I saw? And if that's the case, do I go to the brother who I felt offended the other brother? Or am I not at liberty to be offended by something that I did?
No, you are at liberty to be offended by anything. Right? You don't need the other brother. If you see two brothers and you see him speaking to him in a very rude way, right? But he acts like it's fine. Then what you can do is take that brother to counsel. But first you have to go to him. You have to say, hey, listen, I heard how you were talking to that other brother, man. That was wrong. You shouldn't have spoken to him like that. And if he says anything other than Salakia, I'm going to him right now to apologize. If he says anything other than that, take him to counsel. Now, the other brother will be called as a witness to your offense. He doesn't have to be offended by it. Maybe he likes people to check him for nothing, and even though he did nothing wrong. Maybe he enjoys it. Maybe he's sadomasochistic. Maybe he just likes it. He can. That's fine. But you saw it and you thought it was wrong. So you went to the brother that did it, and if he didn't hear you, you take him to counsel. The other one will be a witness in your counsel. You understand? No sweat. Anything else? Come on. Mm-hmm. Sadomasochistic. Salaki, I apologize. I apologize. All right, moving on. Moving on. Go ahead. Sadomasochistic is meaning masochistic is like a damage, right? If you're masochistic, you want to hurt people. Sado or pseudo-masochistic is like when you want to hurt yourself. You like paying yourself, and that's sadomasochistic, all right? Next, no sweat. Come on.
We have a question online. Tiffany Smith asked, what do you do when your husband is in the world and he's not interested in you and talks you down on you because he is with other women? Do I just stay quiet and keep serving him? I'm okay with that, but it really hurts. How do I stay strong?
First of all, Tamika, you better stop calling my brothers like this. That's a joke, yo. I'm joking. That's somebody's brother in the school, somebody's wife in the school. All right? They all do that. What if your husband does not call you because he goes to the Passover class and sitting in the class right now? They all do that. That's so funny. What if your husband is in Florida and he didn't bring you to Florida and he's sitting there right now on the computer? His name is Ashar. Ashar like, bitch, you mother. Delete, block. Okay. I'll help you out. All right. I know whoever, this is one of y'all wives, all right? Now listen, I'll answer the question for you. One more time. Run it down one more time, please.
What do you do when your husband is in the world and he's not interested in you?
I didn't hear that part. I hope that's true. A husband is in the world. I hope it's true. Let's assume it's true. Go ahead.
And he's not interested in you.
Okay.
and talks down on you because he is with other women.
Okay. What you should do first, and this is a mistake that a lot of people make, right? What you don't want to do is assume a person's motivation for their action. A lot of people do that. Well, he doesn't call me because he doesn't love me. He doesn't come around because he loves her more. All you know is what he's doing. You don't know his motivation, right? Don't assume a person's motivation. It's lazy. You know, you just pick something. He doesn't call me because he loves her more. Why? Why does he love her more? For what reason? Why does he like her so much as opposed to like you? Why not? Why, if he likes her so much, why doesn't he like you? You're a woman. Why does he prefer to be with this woman and not you? What's the reason for it? And then when those questions begin to get asked, it's going to make your head explode. So don't do that. All you know is that he is not coming to see you as much as you would like. He is not calling you as much as you would like. His reasons for it are, as of now, unknown. Everyone understands, right? So this is what you should do. You should take your husband to counsel. That's all. The Israelite School of UPK under Commanding General YAHANNA, we provide conflict resolution. There are many councils I've done with people in the world. This is something that happens. We've done this with gangbangers. We've done this with people who want to kill each other and hate each other. It happens all the time before I ever was in the truth. This is something that we've done that Commanding General YAHANNA has experience on, all right? You go to your husband, even though he's in the world, you try to get a counsel with him, right? People in the world go to therapists, marriage therapy. They're in the world, they go to things like that. Your husband might be willing to do it. You go to him and you try to get some marriage therapy, some counsel with your brother in the world. Before you know it, we can all work the thing out. And at the least, we can find out why he is not seeing you to your satisfaction. But don't assume it. Assuming it is where you make a big mistake, and then you can base a lot of conflict on something that is not confirmed. Everyone understands, right? Come on, Asher. Well, I mean, was that it with the question? He doesn't come see you. What about something else?
Do I just stay quiet and keep serving him? I'm okay with that, but it really hurts. How do I stay strong?
Okay, what you should do is you should go to him in the most kind and beneficial way to tell him about what bothers you. Tell him, right? You tell the cat what's wrong. And more importantly, ask him why does he rather, why'd he rather be with these women so much as opposed to you? Why aren't you getting your fair portion of time? You ask him and listen to the damn answer. Ask him and listen to the answer. Was that it? Delaware?
First Peter 3:1, it says, likewise, ye wives, be in subjection to your own husbands, that if any obey not the word, they also may without the word be won by the conversation of the wives.
Exactly. That's a sister whose husband is in the world, but her husband can still be won. He can come into the truth because of her righteous conversation. And that's what I'm describing, righteous conversation, all right? Asking a question as opposed to assuming why he did it, asking him and doing it in a kind, feminine way. You understand? We clear? Any other questions? Trinidad? Where is the what? Okay, go ahead.
Revelation chapter 21, and I saw the dead, small and great, standing before God, and the book was open, and another book was open, which is the book of life. And the dead were judged out of these things that was written in the book.
Okay, and you want to know what were these books in this vision, right? These books are the records of what you have done. The records of what our enemies have done to us. And like any record, you're judged based on your record. Think about going into court. What is the first thing they'll pull up when you get arrested? Your jacket, your record. They're going to look up, well, you're arrested for this crime, right? Well, let me see whether or not you've done this in the past. Damn, you've done this 1,000 times. Please, which will tell the judge you're guilty. You did it this time. Well, the Most High God is the ultimate judge. And he's going to open up the record of the so-called white man. He's going to open up the record of the Arabs, of the Chinese. And he will open up our record. And he will see what we have done. And you will be judged based on the book, based on your record. You understand? Next. Any questions in the room? Asher, any questions online?
No, sir.
Last questions, ask now. Come on with it. We good to go here? In the back, go ahead. He will give crowns after he destroys the enemies. That's when everyone gets crowned. You don't get crowned in the middle of a war because the war is yet to be won. Right? You win the war first. Once the war is won and his position secured, then he can reward the people who won the war. You understand, right? Any other questions? I saw another hand up in the back. Salakia. Go ahead, out. Anything in specific? Who else had their hand up over here? Someone had their hand up. Oh, man, what were you asking about earlier? Say it again. Oh, let me get that. Salakia, she waited so long. Give me the precept, all right? Come on up. Right here, too? That's the question? Genesis 38 and 8. What was your question? Was about what again? You want that precept? All right, let me, that might be quick. Let me do Genesis 10 and 1 real fast. Go ahead.
Leviticus chapter 10, verse 1. And
I'm sorry, you said Leviticus or Genesis? Leviticus, go ahead.
Leviticus chapter 10, verse 1. And Nadab and Abihu, the sons of Aaron, took either of them his censer, and put fire therein, and put incense thereon, and offered strange fire before the Lord, which he commanded them not.
Right. This is the strange fire is an incense the Most High does not honor and did not tell you to burn. Strange incense would be smoking weed. Right? The Lord gave us an incense that we burn, frankincense and myrrh. Shout out to Captain Desire. He'll give you that uncut, unstepped on. Frankincense and myrrh. Right? That's the incense that the Most High wants you to burn for him. For him. Now, you can burn something for you. You know, if you want to burn, you know, whatever those incense the Benjamites sell, the twigs on a stick and all that they sell, they used to burn to hide the fact that you smell like weed. Right? Sage, all of that, that's just something you like. It holds no purpose at all, anything. It's just something that you like. But the smell, which is why they're called incense, because the smell the Most High likes is frankincense and myrrh. That's what he likes. Now, when you go to communicate with God and you burn sage for God, you're burning sage so that God can heal your relationship or heal your state of mind. That is not for God, sage. Right? It's just what you like to smell, and it will hold absolutely no significance at all. Smoking weed is another scent that you like, that you believe brings you closer to God and gives you more peace. But that is not a scent that the Most High likes. You understand? Knock in the back. Is that it? Come on.
Revelation 27, it says, "Behold, he comes with clouds, and every eye shall see him." It is like this thing when Christ comes back. Everyone on the earth is going to know at the same time. Like,
okay, don't think the same time. Think like this. Think like an invasion. Who doesn't know it happened? Everybody knows it happened. If you were living in the Ukraine, no one told you when the Ukraine was invaded. Everybody knew when they got invaded because you saw the tanks and the ships and the bombs, right? Well, imagine an invader that comes from another planet, from another dimension. Everyone knows because everything blows up, right? How would you not know? When did Christ come back? I'll tell you when, because everything blew up around me, and then I was on the chariot, THAWADAH. So there will be no one that doesn't know about it, which is the point of it. Everybody shall see him means everyone will look up into the sky and see the so-called UFOs, which are actually the chariots of God. There will be no one that doesn't know it's happening because you'll look up in Russia and see flying saucers in the sky. You'll look up in China and see flying saucers in the sky. In America, flying saucers in the sky. Everyone will know about it. It's the biggest thing since Exodus. It won't be secret. Everyone will know. You understand? All right. I'm sorry, this sister. Go ahead, break it down. I'll get you in 1 second, knock in the back. All right, go ahead. Come on, fast. I gotta do 5 minutes. Come on.
Genesis chapter 38, verse 8. Mm-hmm. And Judah said unto Onan, go in unto thy brother's wife.
Okay, this is the precept. I've heard the Catholics break this down a ton. I haven't battled anybody and destroyed them with this scripture in a long time. Okay, this used to be about something. What was this about back in the day? Go ahead. It was about masturbation. And the Catholics, for some reason, were easy on this. I don't know. I don't even remember why. But if you battle a Catholic, like a white Catholic, he brought this up. All right, read it one more time. Someone give me the law that this is referring to. Give me the law of the brother. The law of a brother, all right?
Genesis chapter 38, verse 8. And Judah said unto Onan, go in unto thy brother's wife and marry her.
He said what?
Go in unto thy brother's wife and marry her.
That's what he told him. Go in unto your brother's wife and marry her. Keep going.
And raise up seed to thy brother.
And raise up seed to thy brother. The problem is people read this without knowing the Bible and think this was just like a request. This is the law. You don't have a choice. This is what the man, the brother, has to do. Give me the law first. It's in what, Leviticus, or you know what I'm talking about. Give me the law of the brother, all right? Just hurry up with it too, all right?
Deuteronomy chapter 25 and verse 5.
There you go.
If brethren dwell together and one of them dies.
You hear this good, sis? Tell her where this is again.
Deuteronomy chapter 25 and verse 5. If brethren dwell together and one of them dies and have no child.
First of all, let's applaud brethren. Because that was beautiful. Brethren. You got to hear that. You got to applaud brethren when you hear it. Somehow it's more brotherly than brethren. It's like more brother, there's more love in it. Say it one more time.
And one of them died and have no child.
So imagine the scenario, sister, all right? You got brothers, they live together. One of them dies and he doesn't have a child. So he had a wife, but he died in a war or for some reason before his wife had his child. And now he's dead. Go ahead.
The wife of the dead shall not marry without unto a stranger.
The wife of the dead shall not marry outside unto a stranger. Shall not. You get my point. So your husband dies, you can't go, oh, well, he's dead. Now I'll go down the street or to another city, marry another brother. That's not what you can do. If you die, if your husband dies and before he has before you have a baby, you cannot marry anyone. Come on, you cannot marry anyone else outside of the family. Continue.
The husband's brother shall go in unto her.
Not her husband's can. or if he wants to. But her husband's brother shall go in unto her, meaning they are going to get married. That's that. I told my last rib, you better have a baby quick. Because if not, you're going to be with Tawar. I see Tawar already like, Gentleman Hyman does drink a lot of scotch. Too late, Tawar. Too late. Done. Shalom. Well, listen, because nobody has a choice. Okay? That's the law. That's what you got to do. All right? It matters what family you marry into. You understand? All that matters. You better look at all of that when you're choosing a husband. Look at him, his family, his brother. You better factor all of that in. Do you understand, right? Well, because there's the law. So he dies before you had a baby. That's your new husband right there. Look no further. That's him, Captain. He's what? Okay, it doesn't mean he doesn't come back because everybody comes back. But it does mean that he didn't have a family that loved him enough to make sure he came back in the right way. Which is what this is about, like every law. It's about love. This brother died and he never had a son. He never had a child. So now what? Do you just marry someone else and forget her and forget making sure that you bring up a son raised up like your brother? Because if she marries someone else, what are their traditions? What's their culture? They won't be like your formerly dead husband. But if you marry his brother, then now the child will have the traditions, the culture of the dead man who you supposedly love. Young man, come on, young man. Mm-hmm. Then she's free to do whatever the hell she wants after that. That's it. She's good to go and done. She had the baby. That's for him. It's over. Done. She's fulfilled the obligation, and so is her. So is his brother. Come on.
So in regards to that, what if the man does not have like a blood brother?
Once again, if he doesn't have a blood brother, the Most High will find a way to bring him back. He's coming back. Everyone comes back. This is not about him coming back. This is about love. This man died, and now because he died, we have a woman who's alone, who doesn't have any protection, and we have a man who has the opportunity to make sure that his brother comes back in the right family, learning the right things, to honor the man who died, as opposed to just anyone who won't even know the brother that died. You understand? Some random cat.
I mean, like in regards to the sister gets married again because she's no longer able to marry, like in that.
She can't marry in the family because there's no man. And she'll have to marry outside the family because she doesn't have an opportunity to honor him anymore. So then she'll have to go find someone outside the family. She hasn't sinned by doing it because she didn't have an opportunity to honor him. But if he has a brother, she has an opportunity to honor him. You understand? His brother has an opportunity to honor him by raising up a child and naming that child after the dead brother. You understand? Which is the basic. If you want to understand the law, just understand love. That's what all of them are based in. This law is based in loving the dead brother. That's what it's about. And loving the wife who otherwise would be alone and thrown away and has no one to take care of her anymore. She would lose her family. Remember, she was married to this cat, which meant that what? This was her family. Well, then when he dies, what? She's out the family? That's cruel. That's cruel. So now this brother dies, now what? Well, you're not in the family anymore. You know, my brother is dead, so you're gone. We're not related anymore. You're not part of us. God damn. This was this woman's family. Stay in the family by marrying his brother. Give her a way to stay in her family. You understand, right? I'm fine for now. Sorry, come on. Where are we at? Go ahead. Go back to the story. Come on.
Come on.
Genesis chapter 38, verse 8. And Judah said unto Onan, go in unto thy brother's wife and marry her, and raise up seed to thy brother. And Onan knew that the seed should not be his.
Onan knew what?
That the seed shall not be his.
What does that mean? He wasn't going to be able to name this seed Onan. Right. And he was a proud, disgusting bastard. He did not love the brother that died. He didn't love him because he would have to name this child after his brother. But no, his son needs to be a junior. It has to be a junior because he's so great. He's so mighty. And he can't name his son after his brother. He didn't want that. Continue.
And it came to pass when he went in unto his brother's wife that he spilled it on the ground.
So then he still had sex with the woman. But then before he would plant seed in the woman, he pulled out, let it hit the ground. Also, he didn't have to name this child after his brother. He'll get another woman pregnant, and then he'll name that child after himself. But this woman, he can't get pregnant because this child will be for his brother. Come on. Forget about it.
I ain't got the box.
It's terrible. Go ahead. I'll get done in the back. Go ahead. I'm sorry, right here, Rob. Right here. Go ahead. Shalom, Maury.
Sisters of the 12 tribes, Black American Indian, and she had a child with the heathen.
Right.
What's a man's job? What's the Israelite job? Is a man's job supposed to do? Is she a bastard on us?
This is what you do, this brother, if your wife has a child that is of a heathen, meaning the child is a heathen, right? The mother is Israelite, the child is a heathen. And you married this woman, you have a heathen stepson. That heathen is your son. Just like that heathen is her son. Do you understand? That's simple enough to understand. You married her. She had these children who are white or Chinese or African. You have an African stepson. You have a white stepson. So how should you treat them? Like a son. Do you understand? Like a son. Because that's what you have what? Read my mind. That's what you have what? Come on. A better word. That's what you have chosen. You chose to have a white son. You chose to have a white son. You have a white son. So you better teach him something. Make him go be a stockbroker or something. A lot of y'all complain. If I had a more white son, let me tell you what, we would get so much money in here. Oh my God, I think if I had a white, let me tell you something. I would bring so much money into this school. This cat would get such an education and just capitalize. He would have, do you understand the UPK would finally have white privilege? Woo. Yeah. Woo. He's like a cash register. If you need some personal counsel, of course we can provide it. All right, you understand? Come on. Go ahead. Now you have an Israelite son. That's what you have now. You understand? All right. Would you be wrong for what? Okay, you're not wrong for looking at anything in any way, but you would be wrong for treating him that way. He's not your seed. Then why'd you marry her? Why did you marry her then? I know. Give him a hand. Bring that drink. Bring that drink over. I tried to stop. I've been trying to quit. Tell General YAHANNA I tried to quit. I have to get the hell. I have to get out of here. Could I please wrap this up? Okay, come on. Is this it? Okay, we'll have to do them. We'll do them another night. We're gonna be here forever. All right. We'll do them another night. Come on. Finish. We done with this one. After this one, this is the last one. Finish up this one quickly, unless I'm done it already. Sister, you get the point. The cat got killed at the end of this, right? He died. Why did he get killed? Because he broke the law. Did he die because he put seed on the ground? Why did he die? Because he broke the law. He did not die because he pulled out of her. Now he's coming back to me. That's why we used to battle people, right? The Christians used to say that the Catholics used to say that sex was only for procreation, meaning you had to put seed on her every time you had sex. If you had sex simply for pleasure, it was a sin. And then you would use this precept. It wasn't about the masturbation. Now it just came back to me. Not in my battles. It was about if you had sex, it must be to make a child. You couldn't just have sex just because you wanted to have some sex. You had to have sex for a baby. And they would pull this precept to say, see, he had sex, but he didn't on purpose have a baby. So that's why he died. That's not the reason he died. He died because he broke the law of brotherhood. That's why he died. All right. With that, who's the guard? With that, what's your name again, warrior? I.S.U.P.K. With that, pass the class over. Police officer I.S.U.P.K.
Israel must and Mother Shabbat and Mother Barak.
How about Shibby outside, brother? Thumb.
Sisters, you stand.
Imagine.
Sorry, sister. Israel, we're going to give one courtesy salute to the sister. And Mother Shabbat and Mother Barak.
In this time of the pandemic, where COVID-19 has crippled the world economies, where our government has ordered nationwide shutdown, where hospitals are overwhelmed.
Shortly after, the unthinkable happened.
I was literally stunned and frozen.
And their religious leaders are proven to be frauds. Where do you go to get all your questions answered and to hear what God has to say about this matter? You can only find the answers in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge under Commanding General YAHANNA. We give you scriptural breakdowns of world events and the up-and-coming world war. We will show you in the Bible where the children of Israel, who are the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans today, would suffer slavery in Jamaica, Caribbean, North, Central, and South America, and other parts of the world. We will show you in the Bible where God said he would send plagues upon the earth before he frees people from this captivity.
The World Health Organization has declared coronavirus a global pandemic.
We will give you the true teaching of the Bible, precept upon precept. To learn more, subscribe today. Call the number in the description for I.S.U.P.K. Jamaica. Shalom.
I.S.U.P.K. 53rd Annual Lord Passover.
53rd Annual Lord's Passover is going to be held down here in Florida.
It's going down.
You are here tonight to get a chance to be righteous enough to be worthy of God. Come on, to save you and your
That's right.
It's going down. The Lord's 53rd Annual Passover.
When we say we no cowards, we talk that business. We no cowards up in here.
Book your hotels now at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites, the IHG Hotel, 301 Tucker Lane, Cocoa Beach, Florida, 32926.
It's a lot of men down. You dealing with the menopause. We at war. I'm siding with the Lord.
Council, all your dishes, pots, pans, forks, knives.
I got it like this. This is like an apartment and a hotel. You know what I mean?
This here right here about to be holy ground. It's gonna be holy ground. All our beautiful, wonderful brothers and sisters from all over the world. You understand? We can boast that now. Brothers and sisters coming not only from every state, but from all over the world. I heard the numbers this year is ridiculous. We had to buy out the whole hotel.
Friday, April 15th at the Space Coast Convention Center.
My camp undefeated. You cannot debate. You just want the clout. We just want the grades. I'm just trying to get it.
This is going to be glorious.
We don't give a fuck, you can see it in our faces. Got it out the mud, straight up out the base.